often do you hang out with yourself? No phone, no music, no TV, nobody else around, no distractions. Just you hanging out with you. Just chilling, talking through stuff, getting to know each other. Just you with you. Most people don't. But yet, we expect ourselves to know who we are, what we actually want, and where we're going, without ever spending time getting to know ourselves. I'm talking about becoming your own best friend. But what does that really look like? I feel we have to start at the beginning. What even is a friend? We've all, at one time or another in our life, we've had a friend, a best friend, a great friend, or just someone we really enjoyed hanging out with and being around. But what was it about them that you liked, that you enjoyed being around? What traits did they have? For me, a friend is someone I can be myself with, who gets me, understands me, accepts my flaws and all, who encourages me and supports me, doesn't beat me up when I mess up, doesn't call me names, doesn't criticize me, doesn't yell at me. Someone who will tell it to me straight, will be honest with me, but kind. They're not mean about it. That's just to name some traits. But for you, what is it? What is it about that person that you really enjoyed? What traits did they have? Now here's the question. How many of us show those traits or are those things to ourselves? Have you ever heard of the golden rule? When I grew up, it was a huge part of the house. My dad always talked about the golden rule, and that's do unto others as you'd have done unto you. So treat others the way you want to be treated. And I'll take it another step further. Treat yourself like you want others to treat you. And so thinking of these traits and these qualities, do you treat yourself with those qualities? Or how many of us actually do the opposite? When we mess up, we call ourselves names. We're not very supportive. We do yell at ourselves when we do something wrong. We are discouraging to ourselves. We talk down to ourselves. I mean, that's not a friend at all. So then you ask, okay, well, I wouldn't want to hang out with me if that was my friend. So how do we change that around? That's the tricky part. Can we still be honest with ourselves without being mean? Because I think that's what a lot of it is. When we criticize ourselves, when we yell at ourselves, when we are hard on ourselves, it's to hold ourselves accountable. We think we're being straight with ourselves. We're not letting ourselves off the hook. We're being real with ourselves. But you can do that being kind too. You think of a friend, if they're having a hard time and they're trying to do something and you're trying to be encouraging to them, you're supportive. You're not being discouraging or calling them names because they can't figure something out. It's so much easier to do it to other people than to ourselves. We don't see ourselves as a friend. We don't see ourselves from that perspective. But hey, we're with ourselves all the time. So let's be friends with ourselves. Find that friend within. You have a friend for life. Like they're always with you. And I truly believe, I know I have a friend within. I truly believe you have a friend within. Everybody has a friend within yourself. And in part 1 of this Being Your Own Friend series, I talk more about that. So if you haven't listened to that one, go check that one out. And we can be honest with ourselves. We can still hold ourselves accountable. We can be real with ourselves and be kind too. It's a matter of Okay, if you mess up, when I mess up, instead of being like, God, you're such an idiot, that was stupid, what's wrong with you? How could you have done that? Instead of doing those, which I'm sure all of you know what that's all about, because everybody has that voice, but switch it. I reframe it. I talk to myself. I work with that friend within. What happened there? What happened? And it's all about that curiosity. What happened? Oh, you forgot something. You forgot that. It's human. We're not perfect, and it's okay. But it helps to have that friend within to see that, because you get to work with yourself. And when you do it, when you can catch yourself, you can stop the onslaught of being hard on yourself before it starts. If you can go in and chat with the friend within. You can be real with yourself and honest with yourself without criticizing yourself. You can hold yourself accountable without attacking yourself. Just like, hey, I need to do better here. Not, you're such an idiot. What the hell is wrong with you? It's just, okay, I need to do better here. I know I can do better. I messed up there. That's holding yourself accountable and still being a friend to yourself. You're being honest, you're being real with yourself, but you're not being mean with yourself. Because the being mean doesn't do anything, it doesn't help. In fact, for me, it usually shuts me down. And then I don't improve because I kind of want to get away from that because I was mean to myself. Nobody wants somebody to be mean to them, even if it's ourselves being mean to ourselves. Again, the golden rule. Treat yourself like you would want someone else to treat you. If you mess up, you don't want somebody to scream at you about it and berate you and criticize you and call you names. You would want them to come to you and be honest and just say, hey, that hurt. And then you guys can talk about it. That's the same thing. Same thing with yourself. Don't be an ass to yourself and be a friend to yourself. I know it sounds really simple. It's not, because we have all these emotional stuff that goes on, and it's habit. We've been practicing this self-attack talk for so long. So it's a habit. But we're going to get to how to change that habit. Now, here's something I really, really want you to think about. Would you actually want to be friends with yourself? And I know that's a deep question. That's a real question. But it makes you think. How friendly are you to yourself? Do you treat yourself the way you said the way we talked about in the beginning of this, with all those qualities? Do you support yourself? Do you encourage yourself? Do you accept yourself, faults and all? Do you make yourself laugh? Are you kind to yourself when you mess up? All those traits we talked about in the beginning, how many of those do you show yourself? When we talk down to ourselves, when we beat ourselves up, when we're hard on ourselves, it affects us more than you think. And so I started trying to adjust how I talk to myself. And that's exactly what I did. I thought about, okay, what is a friend? And then, am I a friend to myself? How do I treat myself? And so I went through just a while, and in every single situation, I would try to catch myself. How friendly am I being to myself? And I would notice when I wasn't, when I was yelling at myself or being hard on myself or criticizing myself or calling myself names. I would catch those moments and I just noticed them. But then I started reframing them. And what does that mean? When I mess up and I'm like, I'm such an idiot, I'll catch myself and I'll say, you're not such an idiot. And as often as I can, I say it out loud. You're not an idiot. And I'll say you're, because I'm talking to myself. You're not an idiot. You just forgot this. You're not an idiot. You just spaced it. Because I don't think I'm an idiot. In the moment, in the heat of the moment, we say these things, right? And I know you can say, I just say it. It's just a comment. But when you stack that multiple times throughout the day, and you might say, I'm stupid here. Why did I do that? Such an idiot. I'm so stupid. What's wrong with me? When you say those multiple times throughout the day, every day, they stack. And then you start actually feeling that way about yourself. So don't let yourself talk to yourself that way. Be kind to yourself. So when you catch yourself, when you catch it, just reframe it. You're not an idiot. You're not stupid. Why did I do that? Oh, because this, and this. And the key is curiosity. Get curious about it. Why did I do that? Not, why the heck did I do that? You notice the difference? One is very accusatory, which doesn't leave it very, it's not very friendly to actually answer and have a discussion about. And the other one, why did I do that? That's more curious. That's more inviting to know and to figure out. I'm human. It's okay. You're human. It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. So to become better friends with yourself, first, think about what a friend means. All those qualities, all those traits of somebody that you really enjoy being around or enjoyed being around at one time. What does a friend mean to you? And then how much of that do you show yourself? Just notice it in all different situations. Just notice it. And then start catching yourself. Catch yourself when you're not being friendly to yourself. And reframe it. Find opportunities to be a friend to yourself. There's opportunities all the time when you look for them. And now that you know, you're going to catch yourself. Oh, there I did it. I called myself an idiot. I criticized myself. How can I switch this around? How can I reframe it? And start practicing that little by little, and it'll get more and more. That's at the beginning of building that relationship with yourself, building that friendship, and spending time by yourself. Try to spend just 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes is not very long and it goes by really fast. Try to spend 5 minutes sitting with yourself, no distractions, no phone, no music, and literally sit down, no distractions, and just say, all right, Amanda, what do we got today? How are you doing today? And just chat with yourself. Just hang out with yourself as if you're hanging out with a friend. Because it is a friend. I know it sounds kind of woo-woo and weird, but you'll see. Try it, and you'll see. Throughout this week, try these things, and let me know in the comments what you think. And until next time, keep looking forward.